Good morning, students. This video is going to explain about Internet Protocol traffic processing and Internet Protocol security, module number 3 of networks and cyber security. So this video is going to explain about the operations of outbound and inbound IP packets, how actually it is going to be get processed during the traffic in the network. So let me discuss in detail about the IP traffic processing. What actually IP traffic processing? IP traffic is executed on a packet by packet basis. When an IP is implemented, each outbound IP packet is processed by the IP logic before transmission, and each inbound IP packets logic processed by the IP security logic after reception and before passing the packet which contains onto the next higher layer. We look at these two situations in detail. The figure which is going to be shown or highlights the elements of an IP processing of outbound traffic, which consisting of an security policy database which is going to determine a policy and associated with a security association database, internet key exchange, and a forwarding IP sector. Along with that, a discard sector also going to be get processed, or which is going to be get available in the particular IP traffic processing of the outbound packets. Let me discuss this in detail. So in generally, this block diagram which is going to show about the outbound packets processing in the IP traffic. So here a block of data or a block of outbound IP packets which is going to be from the higher layer such as a TCP or an UDP is going to be get passed down to the IP layer, and the IP packet is going to be formulated or formed in the bottom, which consisting of an IP header and an IP body which is going to be processed over there. Let me discuss how actually this IP traffic processing is going to be happen for the outbound packets. Initially, the outbound IP packet which is going to be from higher layer like TCP or UDP, which is going to be given for an IP security search, so which searches the SDP for a match to this packet, a security policy database for a match to this packet. Here it is going to have a two conditions. One is going to be match found, another one is going to be no match found. If no match is going to be get found, then this packet is going to be get discarded and an error message is going to be generated for the outbound packets. If not, if a match is going to be found, further processing is going to be determined by the matching entry in the security policy database. If the policy for this packet is going to be discarded, then it's going to be discarded. Then the packet is going to be discarded. If the policy is going to be a bypass, then there is no further IP processing. This packet is going to be directly forwarded to the network for the transmission. If not, if the policy, the security policy database which has the policy is going to be a protect one, then this data will be made a search into the security association database for matching the entry. Here two processes going to be done. Either it can be a match can be found in the security association database. If not, no match is going to be there, in the sense some other process is going to be elevated over here. So example, we will see the first condition, if match found. If match found. So if the entry is going to be found, what happened, then the security association database process this packet, either encryption or authentication or even both can be performed, and then either transmission or a transport or a tunnel mode is going to be used over there. Through that, the packet is going to be then forwarded to the forwarding packet network for the transmission. As an IP packet, it will be forwarded for the network transmission. If the found is not, if the match is not found over there, what happened? If the match is not found or the entry is not found in the security association database, then the internet key exchange is going to be invoked to create a security association with the appropriate keys, and an entry is going to be made in the security association. Later the match may found over there, then that packet is going to be either processed with an encryption or authentication, or both can be get performed. Later that packet is going to be processed through a transport or a tunnel mode, and it can be forwarded to the forwarding network for the transmission of IP packet. This is the actual operation which is going to be get evolved, or it's going to be get processed for the IP traffic processing for the outbound packets. Let me see about the next one, inbound packets. Inbound packet. So if you're going to see about this figure, which highlights the main elements of the IP security processing for an inbound traffic. So here, which consisting of an delivery packet to an higher layer like TCP or UDP, and the same thing, two databases are going to be present, security policy database as well as security association database. Along with that, the processing as well as the discard is going to be present over there. So in generally what happen, if an incoming IP packet is going to be triggers the IP packet processing. So the IP security determines whether this is an unsecured IP packet or one that has an ESP or AH headers or trailers by examining the IP protocol field like IPv4 or next header field like IPv6 over there. So once it's going to be, if the packet is going to be having an IP security or alone without a security, which is going to be decided by the IP packet. If the packet is going to be unsecured, then if IP search, IP security, which is going to search for the security policy database for match to this packet. If the first match entry has a policy of bypass, or if the IP header is going to be processed and it's going to be stripped off and the packet body is going to be delivered to the higher layer such as a TCP or UDP. If the first match is match entry as a policy to protect then or discard, then it's going to be, if there is no match entry, then the packet is going to be get discarded. So if the IP security is unsecured, IP security search the security policy database for bypass or not bypass. If it's going to be a bypass, then the packet IP header is processed and stripped off, and the packet body is going to be delivered to the higher layer like TCP or UDP. If the match is not found as which has a protect or discard, that is nothing but not bypass, then there is no match entry will be present in the security policy database. So that packet is going to be get discarded. So such a way it's going to do for the IP packet, unsecured packet. If the IP packet is going to be secured packet, then IP security searches the security association database, which can have two conditions, whether the match can found or match cannot found. So for example, if the packet is going to be found with no match has been found in the security association, then the packet is going to be discarded. If a match is going to be found, otherwise if the match is going to be found, then the IP security applies the appropriate ESP or AH processing, that's nothing but encapsulating security payload processing or authentication header processing. Then the IP header is going to be processed and stripped off, and the packet body is going to be delivered to the higher layer such as a TCP or UDP. This process is going to be taken in the inbound packets. So this is going to be called as IP traffic processing in the inbound packets. So I hope that this process is going to be understood by you people to about the operations of outbound IP packets and operations of inbound IP packets. So thank you for watching this video. If any queries, kindly you can write or post the queries to me. Thank you for watching this video.